Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us. This is Mary Angela Moore of TVC in TV. We're here because we would like to welcome the new member of TVC in TV family, Ella Fine from New York. She's a love coach, and we will interview her a little bit about her background because she comes from Odessa, Ukraine, and she do have some friends in Ukraine who are trapped. And so maybe she can show us some photos or some clips that she had gotten from her friends, or if not, then we will just ask her to narrate what her friends are experiencing right now in Ukraine. Well, we do have our teammates here as well. Sumaira Hussein, she is the
Hello.
regional director for Asia, and at the same time, she's the director for curriculum development for TVC in TV's WIN system. We have Maria Prezen. Maria Prezen is our art and graphics director, and she's a very, very active member of TVC in TV. We are waiting for Kuram Ali. He's our regional director for the Middle East, and at the same time, video production director. He's joining. I don't know what happened to him. I think he logged in at Google. All right. So, like what we said, TVC and TV shows are unscripted. We are going out of the mold. We don't like fake hypocrisy. So we are actually broadcasting from our respective homes from different parts of the world. And so I think for now, let's start to call in the new member of our team to introduce herself. Ella.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for allowing me to be present here in this amazing team and be a part of your group as a whole. My name is Ella Fine. I'm a love and relationship coach out of New York, US. My background, I was born in Odessa, Ukraine, and my parents immigrated years ago when I was a child. And I find that though I am American, I am very much still have my heart in Ukraine. So I have dual cultures that I observe, participate in, and enjoy. And my heart right now bleeds for Ukraine because it is part of me. I was born there. I had my very early developmental years there, and I have friends there. And it's really, really hard seeing what they're going through. I mean, I've been in touch with them. Some of them have fled, like as the war broke out. Others are still in, and just praying for this madness to end.
Thank you so much, Ella Fine, for that information. Shall we call in Samara to introduce herself to you and also to give us a little bit of news about her friend who was trapped in Ukraine?
Thank you, Angela. As you have said that I'm the regional director of Asia and curriculum director of WIN System in TVC in TV. First of all, I would like to express my solidarity with Ukraine. We all feel very sorry, and it's very wrong whatever is happening. This shouldn't be happening to humanity. We always choose love and peace. We always stand with Ukraine. So my heart goes out to all the people of Ukraine who are just fighting this terrible battle now. So on that note, I would say that one of my friend's daughter is trapped in Ukraine. She went there to study medicine and she has not yet come out of this mess. The father is in deep pain, and as a member, as a family member, we can understand what he's going through. And we have lost so far in these 5 days so many lives, which is really very pathetic. So just after we have combated the pandemic, this war was really uncalled for. This wasn't expected. After World War I, after World War II, what have we learned? In the name of civilization, this is something we are not expecting. So we seriously demand some action from UN to take it, and so that so many lives can be saved. So my heart goes out to Ella, and I can understand your pain. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sumaira, for the information, at the same time airing out how you sincerely feel about war. Thank you so much. And now Maria. Maria came from Maria is actually from
Croatia.
from Croatia, the beautiful Croatia. And as like what she said, she had experienced war before. And so she also has something to say about this war.
Yeah, unfortunately. First of all, I want to express my condolences to you, Ella, for what your people are going through in this moment.
Thank you.
My TV is on all the time, 24 hours a day. We really know what is war, and unfortunately, these days I really can say that everybody in Croatia are very, very sad, and they are praying. They are really, really praying, and in the group and individual, because we know what you and everybody in Ukraine live now. And I will stop now because this team, it's not it's very hard to speak about it, because in every scene that I see on television, I see history, and I see something that I don't want that any man on this earth to see and to live. And I really hope that that end will come in this war.
Sure.
Amen.
Yes, thank you so much. We understand. I can really feel how much you empathize with them because you yourself had been into war. Thank you for coming. And okay, shall we hear from Kuram? Kuram, just like what I said, he's the regional director for the Middle East, and he is our video production director. But he cannot actually do the direction today for our videos because this is an impromptu meeting again. Thank you, Kuram, for your understanding. We will not edit this, and no artistic graphics, whatever, no editing, Maria. Thank you. Okay, Kuram.
Yes. Hello, Anna. How are you?
We're great.
Can you hear me?
We're fine. Yes, we can.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like Maria said, we are all very concerned about the situation in Ukraine. To my knowledge, you are currently based in New York.
Yes, I'm based in New York.
Okay. Okay. Do the people of Ukraine feel betrayed by the abject abandonment by NATO and the United States?
The people of Ukraine feel that they were mostly, attacked for no reason by some bogus entry into their country by the Russian troops and military and the president under false, ideals of his own that, so that's the most venom that they feel towards the Russians. And the Russians, which is really interesting, the troops, the people on land, the people who actually walked into the country thinking they're going to be liberating or something, they had no idea why they're even there, because a lot of Russians are actually friends with Ukrainians. And some of them felt so remorseful. I have seen footage from Russian TV and Russian independent channels that are really on the ground and really, reporting from the ground and from the war site that these people, these soldiers, are like in shock. They were crying on video.
Uh-huh.
They shot individual film
Yeah.
and footage, and this is where I mean the whole country is really like in havoc. I mean, Ukraine obviously we're in war, but the Russia, the way they entered under false pretense, some nonsense about genocide. I mean, there are Russian Jews. The president is Jewish.
Uh-huh.
I mean, his history, it's the 6 million, 8 million Jews that are killed by the Nazis, and he's coming in with
Yeah.
some knowledge or some thought that this is why, just to basically to end genocide. What genocide? So the whole thing is bogus. Also, Russian TV has been reporting footage that is being fake news, literally. It was all made up, and just they showing, re-rolling the same tape over and over, saying that everything is wonderful in Ukraine. There's no war. And when they entered, it was only for non-civilian territories. Meanwhile, as we know, buildings been brought down, and people are homeless. People living in subway stations and bunching together during pandemic, no less. So the whole place is just really is insane. It's just literally insane. He's a dictator. He wants
Yeah.
power. He's a power-hungry madman.
I agree with you. But my question was, do the people of Ukraine feel betrayed by the abject abandonment by NATO and the United States? Do they
No, they
feel?
don't. They don't
Ah,
feel. They don't
okay.
feel by
Uh-huh.
United States, certainly, because the United States had offered the evacuation, and Zelensky refused because he's a leader and he's a hero, and he wants to
Uh-huh.
fight for his country. And
Okay, what do
NATO
you?
is, it's a process that takes
Uh-huh.
time.
Okay. So, what do you think? Has President Zelensky's popularity surged in the wake of this invasion, or has it plummeted? What do you, as a Ukrainian, you think? What is your opinion?
Well, his popularity absolutely skyrocketed because he showed for people that knew him as a comedian and an actor,
Uh-huh.
really had very little faith in his presidential type of, you know, abilities, but he has proven himself to be a leader beyond anybody's expectations. And he's a hero because he could have also fled, like many countries that invaded. Presidents
Yes.
leave with their families. We know that from history.
Afghanistan recently, yeah.
Yes. But he has, he stayed there. He's wearing like, it was really beautiful about him. He really touches the human piece of humanity. He speaks to you
Uh-huh.
as a person. He doesn't speak to you as a president. And he also has this, like, he's attire, as he obviously in the war zone, he's not expected to come in a suit and tie, but he actually comes in to the podium with a, sweatshirt or a t-shirt, and he speaks to the
Yes.
people from the heart.
We
That's
noticed
what
that.
makes him who he is, and why people, adore him, because, and especially now that he really put his foot down and he's fighting. And right now they have basically men 18 to 60, and they're all willing to fight for the country. They just don't have enough, weapons.
Oh.
And now, luckily, we've been, I know Europeans have been sending weapons in, so thank God for that. There's something to fight with.
Okay, I have one more question. How the people of New York are responding to the crisis unfolding in Ukraine? Are they rallying on the streets, putting pressure
Are
on
you
the
kidding
government?
me? Yes, huge. I'm actually going to share a clip because that I do have
Really?
from New York. Yeah, New York Times Square has been solid packed. In fact, I have footage of images that I will forward to you later.
Do
That
that,
are different cities across the globe have gathered in insane rallies. People actually in Moscow rallied, and even early on, and they were arrested
please.
because they were anti-war and they were arrested. I saw this grandmother was shoved into a van. I mean, insane. People, Putin, unfortunately, is a dictator. He's from the old regime. He has feelings of returning the old regime. This is why he entered Ukraine. He wanted to show the world that he will take Ukraine, and then the next every other former Soviet republic under his, power, because that's what they want. Thank God this is not going to happen, because Ukraine will stand through this, and Ukraine will win, and will be returned to being independent, and eventually, hopefully, part of EU. I can't wait for that, because that's what they want. They want to go to EU, and this is why he started this, because he doesn't want to lose Ukraine to EU down the road. But definitely New Yorkers are, with New Yorkers, not only New York, Washington, D.C., in front of the White House. I have also images of that. I will share that.
Can you just show it to us here?
I can't, because I don't have them right now in my possession. But I will, maybe you can later put it into you can edit in, some of the, and they actually labeled, I have Tokyo, I have Seoul, Melbourne, and you can see Madrid, Paris, Rome, and they all, hundreds of thousands of people showed up. It's Tbilisi, it's Georgia, from memory. I think actually when Croatia, I'm sure I have not seen the images of it, but yes, but it's been, I'm sure, and I can't wait to see Croatia in person, because it's my bucket list.
Yeah, in a couple of towns, in Zagreb, in Split, in Šibenik, I don't know, in many towns in Croatia.
Yeah. We have Chicago, we have, I've seen Washington, D.C., and of course, New York Times Square is filled. It was like, when we have New Year's Eve, we have like this major thing, and people gather up and travel throughout New York, into New York, whether from all over the United States or even abroad. So our Times Square is filled with hundreds and thousands of people. Well, we have this now for the protest for Ukraine to stop war.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you very much.
We will appreciate it if you can forward to us all the links, so that Maria and Khurram can actually collate all the videos all together, and we can post them on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are on the trail now, about something that I wanted to ask you. What do you think of the conditions for peace that Putin given?
Can you repeat that again, please? What conditions?
Yeah, what do you think of the conditions for peace given by Putin?
Oh, okay, so he did.
Well, I don't believe anything he says, frankly. So anything he says, you have to divide by 4, take another to the second power, divided by another, God knows how many digits. He is just a liar. I mean, he is self-serving person. He only sees himself and power hungry, and he just wants what he wants. He doesn't care about life. Like to date, I mean, at least as of yesterday, the count was just for the children. I'm not even talking about civilians, but the innocent lives of children that were caught in this whole mess, killed in Ukraine, 16 casualties of children and 45 heavily wounded children.
Oh.
That just as of yesterday morning. So I'm sure there are others.
Yeah, and today also. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
So I don't trust anything he says. Whatever piece he says, I mean, it has to be like literally documented, probably, and then in writing, so we can show it back to him.
Sure.
Say, oh well, you said that, here's your signature. Beyond that, I don't believe him.
Yes, and yeah, thank you so much for sharing everything that that emanated from your heart. I think.
Thank you.
Shall we call on the United Nations to to do something about this, or do you think the United Nations really can solve this? Okay, maybe Khurram can start. Khurram, we have 5 minutes to go. We have 5 minutes to go, so 1 minute for each one. So Ella, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry.
Address the United Nations.
Yes, well, it's United Nations, but also the sanctions that have been, at first everybody were saying he doesn't really care about sanctions because, he doesn't care because he has enough of this, he has enough of oil, he has enough of everything. He's okay in there. But now it's hitting hard because now the sanctions are like throughout the world. You know, and now did you know that the ROC, the Russian what do you call it? From the Olympics, you know, the Russian that was you know, the Russian athletes were under this ROC thing. I believe that's what it's called. They were not representing Russia per se because of the past issues they had with the drugs or something. So they came in under this other name. But now Olympics team said next Olympics, Russia's not even participating in any Olympics. That's gonna hit hard. That must have hit huge. They are no longer, you know, allowed to participate in the Olympics. That's
If you are
severe.
saying
Severe.
I
Yeah.
have a question for you, Ella. I would like to wrap
We
up.
only
with-
have 4 minutes to go.
Yes, I would like to wrap up in an optimistic note. You know, since last 5 to 6 days, we have been seeing Ukrainians showing tremendous patriotism and nationalism. So how would you like to say the message of, you know, patriotism to the humanity? Because the world is watching how Ukrainians really stood up in this situation. I could see the president is armed with everything. The models, the girls, the men, the common man has come out with guns to fight and save their country. This is a huge and a strong
Yes.
message. So what would you like to tell to the world? You are setting an example.
I would like to say to the world to continue praying for Ukraine, to give them strength to rejuvenate their health and through prayer, to you know, to inspire them, continue inspiring them, because as the world reaches out, that gives them, you know, the makes their heart full, and to show, you know, knowing that the world really is behind them, and that gives them so much power and motivation to fight and to move forward. And I just love the fact that everybody came together. And I posted actually today something about everybody, all the nations in protest as one humanity, one backing the country that in need, does not have enough weapons, just people, common people who want to fight for put their lives at risk, never see their families. I mean, I've seen footage how fathers saying goodbye to children and mothers. I mean, they're never going to see each other again. They're willing to do this because he said, I must, this is my country. I have to fight for my country. Yes, I may not see my 2.5-year-old, but I have to fight for my country. And that's huge national feeling of a person who, and these are reserves, they're not even like military. They just like left everything behind and just came in. Also, I know, for instance, from Israel, the Russian doctors were all transported to volunteers. Russian physicians, the Israeli physicians were going in, or even just Israeli, I'm not certain 100%, but they went volunteering, and they're not alone. I mean, I know other people from other countries bringing in relief. I mean, I know people here in US, in New York rather, the nonprofit that is right now working and bringing relief with another nonprofit that is currently in Kiev. And they're looking how they're going to transport relief, like medical supplies and whatever else is needed. And I'm in touch with them both. So I think really, again, together as one.
Yeah. Well, it is good to know that in spite of what's happening in Croatia, in spite of what's happening in Ukraine, a lot of people are still pouring in love. Actually, the civilians like us do not like war. We hate war. We hate war. And we really dislike war because we're just the poor collateral damage. And so let's invite everyone to join us, like invite your friends. We're going to have a big rally online, maybe next week, and let everyone speak online and join us, your friends, even if they're not with TBC and TV, let them join us, let them speak, and let our voices be heard, because let's not underestimate our power. Absolutely. The civilians, us, comprise the total majority of the entire world. And why should we let leaders like them to overpower us? Vox Populi, Vox Dei.
And
The voice of the people is the voice of God, and let it be. All right. So with
let's
this, I'm
end
so yes, Maria.
for the end, I just want to say, let's send a message, everyone, stop the war.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stop the war, end the war. We dislike war. And we people, you see the outpouring of support to everyone. I mean, to everyone in Ukraine and from everyone. And we're not only calling for a cease of war in Ukraine. We also would like to end total war, even in Palestine, even in Iran, even in Iraq,
That's
even
right.
in
Afghanistan,
all over the
Kashmir,
world.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Because
Wherever there is
we
war, we
want peace. We want
War is
peace.
bad.
not war.
No war. Okay.
Yeah.
War.
We want peace. We civilians,
We want-
we're ordinary people. We don't
We
want
want peace.
disruption to any of our anything that we're doing. We don't want to lose our loved ones. We have nothing.
No.
We have nothing. I mean, we have no wealth, but we just want peace because peace is our wealth.
Peace.
Yes.
Peace.
So
Peace,
thank you
huge
so
love.
much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Our
Thank you.
voices are heard. Our cries are heard. And let's spread this love and let's spread this campaign to every one of us. Peace, peace, peace.
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 Peace
Thank you,
everywhere.
Alafine.
Thank you,
And
Ella. Thank you.
My
warm
pleasure.
welcome to our team.
So much nice. So
It
much
must be
Prayers
Ten
for
o'clock.
Ukraine.
Great
Prayers
to
for
meet
Peace
you
for
all.
Ukraine and
Common
peace for the whole
live.
world.
Peace for the
for
whole
the
world.
world.
Yeah, peace for the whole world.
Yes. And let the
Thank you all.
United Nations do its job. Bye for now.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye bye.